Hey, it's time at Dish with D. That's me. Thank you for coming to this video, making yourself a priority. I am Denise, unapologetically Denise, and welcome to my channel. Today is Monday, and Monday is Weight Watchers weekly meeting topic for the week and my weekly weigh-in. Oh yeah, I know you're all excited about that. Woohoo! This is where I bring you the Weight Watchers topic of the week, which when I gave it, I just opened it and I was like, I don't know if I could do this topic justice. It says how to get excited again about your go-to foods. Problem is, I'm excited about my go-to foods. I like you. You've been a part of this channel. I am excited about my food that I go to. So I'm interested in how to get excited again. Like, I'm already excited, so I don't know. We'll do our best. I feel like your go-to foods are ones you go to, so I think you're already excited about them. At least I am. So we will see what their go-to foods are. If they give you any information. Like I said, I haven't looked at it yet. I look at it as we go along. So how did your weigh-in go, D? How did your week go? Let's rewind the tape. How did your week go? My week was okay. Almost good. I had a few meals out this week where it wasn't exactly what you'd say careful. I had a lot of hash browns on Thursday. Yeah, it was a bowl, and they gave these little fried tots, and last time it was just 2 hash brown patties, and today it was that day it was like a bowl. I don't know, did I film it? I'm trying to remember if I remember to film. I was like so flabbergasted when it came, like, is this a little bit different? Maybe I shouldn't eat it. Oh hell, I'm eating it. I'll have to see if I filmed it. Topped with scrambled eggs, crumbled bacon, and cheese. I had 13 or 14 points going into dinner, so I really wasn't too concerned about it, honestly. But yeah, a little ketchup on there. And I did give Steve, I'd say, 1/3 of the potatoes, but I did have 2/3. Why? Because sometimes we could eat. Yeah, I eat on my journey. I don't know about you. And then Saturday we went out to my new favorite Mexican place in Clarksboro, if you're local here. I think it's called El Mariachi. Don't quote me though. It's a little strip across from, down in Clarksboro. I can't think where it's across from. If you want to know the address, message me and I will give it to you. And I had the El Mariachi salad, which has the most delicious succulent chicken, shrimp, cojito cheese, avocado, lettuce, carrots, onions, peppers. The reason I got a salad was because I get weighed on Monday. Now, had I got weighed that day, I probably would have gotten like a quesadilla or something. Even that wouldn't have been terrible. The problem with that is, can you say it with me together? The bowl of chips. And yes, indeed, I had the chips. I think it was balanced. Because I'm in there, I'm like, she brings the chips, and I'm like, do I want the chips? Well, if you're gonna eat that bowl of chips, Denise, you're gonna get a salad. Because seriously, what did I have to count on that salad? The avocado, the cojito cheese, which it wasn't that. I mean, there was probably at least 2 points of avocado on there, and cojito cheese, I would say a couple of points, and the dressing, which wasn't a lot of oil, so I really didn't worry too much about that. So really, I could say that salad was like 6 points. So I had about maybe 15 going in there. I saved points. I had all vegetables for lunch. I had a big ass salad. I had vegetables for lunch, so I had a lot of points, and I had weeklies going in there, so I didn't really, I had the chips. I nosedived into that bowl of chips. Well, yeah. It was a choice I made. Do I regret it? Not really. They're homemade. And like, if they had been like from a bag, you can tell the ones that are from a bag. No, these are not. If they were from a bag, I probably wouldn't have had. I would have had probably only a few. But it was delicious. So I'm all excited about that. And oh, with all that said, how'd you do on the scale? Well, there must be I hear the phone ringing. Sorry. I lost 0.6. I was happy with that. So had I maybe behaved on those 2 meals out, would I have seen a pound? Maybe, possibly, but I don't think about that. I think about you know what? I'm still down 0.6. I still got out. I still ate what I wanted in moderation. Could I have had more chips? Sure, I could have. I had a lot, though. I did. But, you know what? Live and learn. Let's move on. It's been 5 minutes already, and I've talked about my chips. But, yeah, on the whole, I had a good week. I started a new exercise regime on Thursday, I guess it was. It's killing me. It's killing me, literally. It's a lot of core work. Apparently my core is bad. So, oh my gosh. All right. How to get excited again about your go-to foods. All right. I'm already excited, but you know. Picture the food you're always reaching for. Fresh fruit and yogurt, juicy roast chicken, crunchy popcorn. Dig into why and how they earn your MVP status to unlock their full potential. I hope we're all reaching for those things. Try this. Think about the new foods you've started eating on Weight Watchers. Old favorites reimagined with a healthier spin, and once mirrored players promoted to starring roles all count. List your top three to 5, then explore why they made the cut. Go beyond taste, consider how they make you feel, convenience factor, points, value, and price, and everything. 3, reflect on how you work them into your routine or meals. Are you intentional? My favorite word. About it or on autopilot, and how does that happen? I'm very intentional when I eat. And the message is annoying. I would say my top 3 to 5 would be, I would say, non-fat Greek yogurt. I was never a big yogurt eater, and especially not plain Greek. I've gotten to the point where I literally love it. Back in the day, it was like, I literally could eat any brand now at this point out of the container. I know. Because I say this a lot, your palate isn't used to that twang. It's kind of like seltzer for me. My palate wasn't used to having seltzer, so in the beginning it felt really, really bad. I will tell you, Peter bought a brand, which you know I call LaCroix or LaCroix, however you say it. What I called it La Crap because I didn't like it. But I will say he brought a bottle home and I tasted it again. And I'm going to be honest, it wasn't as bad as I originally said. Because why? Because my palate is now accustomed to thatness. And I think we have to get our taste buds. Because let's face it, our taste buds are used to what we're eating. And when you introduce something new, it's off-putting for a while. It's kind of like when people say, oh, it has a protein taste. But is it an off-putting protein taste? See, for me, yeah, it's a protein taste, but it's not off-putting. Like when people say it has a protein taste, but is that protein taste off-putting? Just because you can distinguish it doesn't make it off-putting. Same thing with yogurt. There's a twang to yogurt, and you're used to it. Like for me and for us here, I don't even buy sour cream. It's not even worth me trying to have another container in the refrigerator. They use the yogurt, and no one complains. Why? Because our palate is accustomed to the yogurt, and it is very, very similar to sour cream. It's sour. Sour cream is sour. Yogurt is sour. But I feel like yogurt is a little bit on the healthier side than sour cream. I don't know. We all have our opinions on what we want to eat. I'm just saying my starring top 3 to 5 would be yogurt, eggs. I was never a big egg eater. We only ate eggs on Sundays growing up. You didn't eat eggs during the week. You had toast, you had bagels, you had cereal, Pop-Tarts. We didn't have eggs. Maybe, luckily, might have had it once, but I mean, I have eggs several times a week. That is made to a starring role. I incorporate it in all my recipes because it's got protein, it's a binder, it really adds a lot. Bananas I was never a fruit eater, not at all. Bananas have got a starring role in my life now, and sometimes I eat them for a snack, sometimes I incorporate them into a recipe. It does help a lot. Same thing with applesauce. Not an applesauce. Oh my gosh, there's a story I tell when I went to my first day at nursery school. They gave you applesauce as a snack, and I was like literally mortified. I was like, ugh. Girl didn't like her fruit. So I remember giving it to my neighbor, and he always still talks about it. I remember you gave me your applesauce. Now, not only do I eat applesauce, I incorporate it into a lot of recipes. You know, you just have to find a new way to reinvent that food and then bring it back in. And then you could, like I said, first I didn't eat bananas. It was more of putting them into recipes, and then slowly I would start to eat them. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm getting my palate used to this. So now I can just peel them and eat them, and it's great. But yeah, I feel like apples is another thing. Not a big fruit eater. You see, I probably eat a lot of fruit because I'm not a fruit eater. Apples was another thing. I've learned all apples are not created equal. They all taste different and they all have a different profile. And if you go to a really good store, it'll tell you the flavor profile of that apple. We live by quite a few apple orchards, and sometimes you'll get to taste them, which is kind of fun. Like, you don't, like, we grew up, my mom would buy red and yellow delicious. Well, number one, they're not delicious. I'm not sure why they're called red delicious and yellow delicious. I don't know. They're horrible. The texture is horrible. The taste is horrible. So if that's what you think an apple tastes like, no. Oh my God, there's so many good ones. My favorites are probably the Snapdragons. I love those. I love Honey Crisp. A crispy, sweet apple. It's got to have that crunch and that snap and that sweetness. That's just a preference. I can't think of I'd have to see the names. Like, I like that. I like that. I like that. But yeah, like, don't judge something by, you know, there are other brands of that. Like, same thing with like different like types of anything. Try a different brand. You might like it better. But other than that, fish. I'm never a huge fish eater. But now that, you know, when they made fish 0 points and shrimp, I love shrimp. So yeah, I do make that a star player these days. Potatoes. Another one that's used to be a 0 point food on the purple plan. But I felt like when they chose those foods for that purple plan, they were choosing really good food like oats and potatoes and brown rice. So those are things that I gear myself to eating. And I remember saying, if you've been a follower here, you know, when I talk about they had the blue, green, and purple plan. Well, I made the magenta plan. I know. Which that was counting the purple foods, but making sure I incorporate like brown rices, potatoes, avocados, oats. But yes, having to count them. I didn't count them as much as they were supposed to. I used to give the, I think 2 points a serving for the starches. And something like chicken, I would give a point to when I had more than one serving. If I had like chicken for lunch, and it was 0. If I had chicken for dinner, I gave it a point. I just felt like that's how a plan should work. Yes, your first serving could be 0, but your second and third need to be accounted for. Not a lot, but you have to account for it. So yeah, you can check out I think I called the magenta plan the video. If I remember to link it. I thought it made sense. But here I stand, so I don't guess it didn't make sense. But did I really follow it? Again, do we really follow the plan? There, you know, in a nutshell, I'm guilty of that. Other foods that I would say take a star, turkey would be the next big one. I was more of a chicken eater, but we buy a lot of turkey, a lot of ground turkey. I buy this, and I think I'm going to the store today to get one. I think is it Purdue? They sell a turkey breast cryovac. And I roast it. I think you get 2 little breasts. And then we slice it down for the week. And that's in my girl lunch. What I call girl lunch is what girl lunch is. Just grabbing something to put together. Not a lot. You know, like when I hear people say, oh, I don't eat lunch. And lunch does not be complicated. Lunch just has to be some vegetables, some protein, some dip. And maybe if I'm a little bit more peckish, I throw a chip in there. Keeps your metabolism revved. You're not going into dinner starving. I don't know anybody that could last from breakfast to dinner. If they're telling you they're not hungry, I don't know. They don't want to be hungry. There's nothing wrong with a little girl lunch. And that's what I try to do. And so a lot of the turkey burgers, which I do not like a turkey burger. But when it's a turkey burger, not a hamburger, and I season it like turkey, I enjoy it more. And I love it in a bowl. That's my favorite way to do it. Like, either you could do lettuce, you could do rice, you could do pasta, whatever you have. And you chop that little ground turkey patty up in there and put some crunchy vegetables and a little dressing or a little sauce, a little hummus. So good. I just feel like a starring role is just getting everything that you love and putting it in a bowl and putting a dressing on it. Could be a hummus. And I love getting my 0 point hummus and putting a little bit of olive oil in it and thinning it out and making it into a vinaigrette. There's nothing wrong with that. You got fiber, you got a little protein, you got a little good fat. Don't be afraid of food. I feel like a lot of, you can't eat that, can't eat that. We just can't eat a lot. The key to this lifestyle is moderation, is portion control. You can have stinking cupcakes if you only have a small one. Not every day, but a couple days a week. So those are probably, and I am always excited about, I mean, the excited I get about thinking about it. Like, I want you to get that excitement. Like, we shouldn't be like, oh, I have to eat. I have overnight oats prepped for this morning. I can't wait to get this video done and go up there and eat. I want you to be excited about eating. I want you to be like looking forward to it and making your mouth just water. Like when I sit there, my mouth just waters when I think of things, because it's like, yeah. Do you have to put a little bit more effort into it? You do. I wish it was something you could just, you know, there's a company, I don't know, they might want to work with me. I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about it, because if they don't, I'm like mortified. But they reached out to me. But it's an interesting concept on a meat subscription box. And I talk to a lot of people here who hate cooking. So this might help. I wasn't going to do it, and I thought to myself, wait a minute. I know how many people tell me they don't want to cook. I don't want to cook. I don't want to cook. I don't want to cook. So this may be an answer. I don't know. We'll see when, you know, if I get to do it. Decide on a new or exciting way you'll keep enjoying these foods. Name a day each week you will eat one. Turkey burgers. Try a new recipe. Create a special meal using it. That's always fun too. Like, take your favorite protein and go in the Weight Watchers app. Google, go on Emily Bites, Skinny Taste, and put that protein in there. Chicken recipes. Or turkey recipes, ground turkey recipes, and find somebody. I just saw on the show The Kitchen. I love The Kitchen. You ever watch The Kitchen on the Food Network? Well, they had Tiffany Derry on. I love Tiffany Derry. She was one of the up-and-coming chefs, and she made white bolognese. You know, I'm Italian. I love my bolognese. And I thought, white bolognese. That just literally set my heart, you know. But she made a beef, veal, and pork one. So I'm sitting there going, what about a turkey bolognese? I think I do have one on the channel, a turkey bolognese. What about a white turkey bolognese? That just, or chicken, because white sauce and chicken, almost like I wouldn't say Alfredo, because you don't want, it's not really Alfredo. The cheese is not the star. It's really the white sauce and the meat with the garlic. There's no tomatoes in it. So I was just thinking about that. We might see seeing that coming up here on the channel, because the thought of that, and that's the idea. You get a concept, and what can I do? And like looking for things, like don't just keep eating the same chicken, the same turkey. Do it in a different preparation. You know, you can make like, if you're like, or find things that your husband loves. Like Steve loves, what is the thing? Like sloppy joes. You can make Big Mac sloppy joes. I made a Big Mac meatloaf. Like, find a way. Like, these people have done the work for you. You just have to look on their websites and just put in that protein. I'm tired of fish. I don't like my salmon. Look up salmon recipes. Look up flounder recipes. Look up how fun ways to make shrimp. Like, don't just keep eating the same way. You're gonna get bored. And like I said, it does take a little bit of work. Let's dive a little deeper. It's okay if you don't give your favorite healthy foods much thought beyond but it's worth taking time to recognize the role your go-to breakfast burrito or yogurt parfait plays in your journey and understand why it works for you. Doing so upgrades it from just a burrito to a valuable success-driving tool that's major. Oh my God, I love a breakfast burrito. A little bit, again, find a low-carb wrap. You measure out your shredded hash browns, which you get a lot for a point. I grated my own sweet potato and I weighed it out and I got a lot for 2 points. In fact, I didn't even, you know, it was way too much. If I could, well, I made 2 hash waffles. I could have cut it in half. It would have been perfect, but it's so good. And you put some vegetables in there. How do you bulk up food? Vegetables. And I'm telling you how good that peppers works with breakfast. Asparagus works with breakfast. Zucchini. You could, if you don't like it piecey, shred it. It is good for you. You know, I don't like vegetables. I don't like vegetables. I only like starchy ones. You gotta eat vegetables. You gotta eat the non-starchy ones. You gotta find a way to like them. And don't keep it, I don't like them. We have to eat them. They are full of fiber, they are filling, and they bulk out your meal. You got to find a way to get them in. You got to. If you're not going to, there's no way you're going to be successful. I hate to say it that way, but you got to embrace things that are vegetables and some fruit and fiber and beans. Again, another one of my, I would say one of my top 5 would be beans. And I never liked beans. Never. When beans became 0 points, I had to find a way, and I just practiced. I started with dips. Bean dips. Yep. You get can of cannellini beans. Drain it, rinse it, put it in the food processor with some garlic, some spices, little lemon juice, salt, pepper. It makes a great hummus. And then you get your palate accustomed to it. And then you can eat beans, good for your heart. And I'm not going to go on, but you have to. And then you just, now I can eat beans right out of the stinking can. I put them in salads. I love beans. I'm still not a fan of baked beans. I will tell you that, but I can eat any kind of beans. White beans, cannellini beans, chickpeas. I'm all in for the beans. I'm trying to get more into lentils. That's, I don't love them. I don't hate them. So I want to do a little bit more lentils. First, the awareness shakes up the otherwise ho-hum or autopilot eating routine. Plus, connecting food choices to your progress helps you stick with healthy favorites. It also increases your confidence to make more positive changes and try more new foods. Bonus, information gleaned from your deep dive gives you clues about what else you might like. One of the best things about Weight Watchers is that you can continue eating your favorite foods and still lose weight. But all the low point or 0 point favorites you picked up as you learn to work the program also are pretty great. Dig into them and see just how much harder they can work for you. Always start if you're a Weight Watchers person, always start your meal with a 0 point food. Always. And then build from that. 3 fast facts. Enjoying what you eat makes you more likely to maintain a healthy eating pattern long term. You gotta like what you eat. You can't just eat it because it's 0 points or low points. I can't keep eating the 0 point chicken. I've had people who, I only ate 12 points today. You can't just eat 12 points. That's not, I don't think it's enough unless you're eating a shit ton of 0 point foods. And I'm not sure that you are. Definitely, if you really should be double tracking just to see where you stand caloric wise, just so you don't get into that habit of not eating enough. Identifying why you enjoy certain foods helps you understand why they work so you can continue to lean on them and find new favorites. I find different preparations of different foods helps too, like broccoli, roast broccoli, steamed broccoli, totally different vegetable. Fresh broccoli, totally different vegetable. Same thing with carrots. When you roast a carrot, it intensifies the sugar content and it is even sweeter and it is succulent. Make salads out of vegetables. Like if you don't like them, put them in a salad, chop them up and put a little bit of dressing on them. Find a way to get more vegetables. The fiber is what our body really, really needs. Creating a plan for how long you'll incorporate foods you'll love makes it more likely that you'll follow through. How you'll incorporate foods. Incorporate them. I try to show you what I eat today just to show you different ideas, to give you different ways to use the same old foods. Like even say the bread you eat, like the light bread. I'm tired of toast. Well, don't make toast. Make French toast, but not even French toast. Make a French toast bake. I was in a rut of toast and I was in a rut of bread. But when I start making in little loaves, like cute little, and I have a million of them, little French toast bakes, totally different. Same eggs, same bread, different extracts, different spices, sometimes fruit, sometimes peanut butter. And it just changed it completely. But it's the same thing I was eating prior, just in a different preparation. And totally over the top. Didn't cost you any more points, but the satisfaction level was different. And you have to keep it fresh. How do I sit there and incorporate different things? You just have to, and I hope that I do some of the work for you. That is, my goal here is to take some of that thinking away. I've pretty much provided you with this. You need to run with it. So I hope that you get a lot from this channel, and I hope you continue to watch. And thank you so much for all your support from last night on my live. If you didn't know, I announced last night on my live that I will only be doing lives 1 day a week. It'll just be Sundays for a while. I just need to take a step back from lives. It's a lot. I'm an overachiever, which I never was. hence why I can't do it. It's just a lot of just mental stress that I need to help, you know. And I want to give more here creatively. And I feel like if I'm drawing from an empty well, I want my creativity needs to be revamped a little bit. But that is it. Thank you so much for all your support. You guys are the best, and I am grateful every day that I get to sit here and be that voice of reason. I actually said that. Yeah, the voice of reason. The voice of it's not as bad, or voice of this is all you need to do, but you have to do it. You know, I wish I could do all the work for you, but I can't. You have to do the work for yourself. And that's hard for some people because nobody wants to do the work. Nobody wants to sit there and struggle. And do you struggle a little bit? Yeah. It's hard to give up eating all we want. It's not easy to sit there and say, I cried the first day that I only had 2 ounces of pasta. I cried. Literally, I remember that day, and Timmy's like, Mom, hey, what's wrong? I said, I want more. I did. I wanted more. But I think I've learned that I'm always going to want more, and it's okay to want more. You just can't always have more. And how do you bulk up your pasta? Vegetables. So now my plate doesn't look as sad because I have so many vegetables on there. And that's the thing too. We eat with our eyes, and if you see a lot, you're thinking you're having a lot, and it's like, yeah, but it's really, we have vegetables. You know, like I said, I love my zucchini noodles, but I love them mixed with my spaghetti. I'm not eating zucchini noodles for dinner. That's not enough. That's not going to keep me full. And that's the thing. That's when you start picking, when you're hungry. Why are you hungry? Because you didn't eat enough. Oh, I hear people, oh, I pick. Why'd I put that in my mouth? You put it in your mouth because you're hungry. And if you're not hungry, you're not going to pick. You just, you know, some people just pick out of habit, but there's people that pick out of hunger. So we want to at least have the reason you're picking is not because you're hungry. So we will get to that. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed these videos, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section below. How was your week went? How did your week go? How'd you do on the scale? I was thinking, a couple people had recommended, and I might try it, to do maybe next month, weigh-in for just once a month. I don't know. Don't weigh in every week. That certainly would be interesting, because if you don't know what you weigh, you got to behave. And I'm good at, it's funny. I know some people be sneaking on the scale. I don't. Honestly, I'm beyond that. I would not get weighed. But I also would have to know that I cannot be a bad girl. I cannot just be like, well, I'll worry about that tomorrow. I'll worry about that at the end of the month. No, it doesn't work that way. Not at this weight. I can't be that person. So let me know what you think about that. Yeah, we'll see. I wouldn't do it totally. Maybe once for the month and see how, no way in March. But we'll see how it goes. So thank you for watching. If you haven't yet hit that subscribe button, join us here at Dish with D. We have realistic weight loss chit chat. That is something you're interested in. Hit that subscribe button. Join our community here. Tomorrow will be what I eat in a day. So that'll be fun to see what I ate this week. I don't know if I filmed. I gotta go see if I filmed that thing. I might not have. I will dish with you another day. Thanks so much for watching.